Hi, welcome to the Global Markets Advisor. Today we're talking about a topic of globality. Are you looking to globally expand your business? Today there is unprecedented business opportunity and ability. You see, the ability for businesses to compete with everyone from everywhere and for everything has largely come about. There have always been challengers towards the developed markets. When you look at the 1900s, the USA decided that they could manufacture their products and stole business away from the European and English predecessors. But then the 70s came along and infiltrated the USA with their very high quality and low cost products, and they overtook the American manufacturers. Then we see a similar event happening in the 80s when NAFTA allowed easy trade for Mexico into the USA, and if that wasn't enough, Korea came on in the scene in the 90s, and they have existed with their superior products to this day. You see, these are just waves of infiltration into developed markets with new and different products. This created shifts in the marketplace, and it's had an impact upon the world of economy and commerce as we know it today. What we see today, though, is that these rapidly developing economies, otherwise known as high-growth markets or emerging markets, these are of far greater significance. All the aforementioned market developments I just enumerated, they were just mere waves of change. However, what is coming is likening to that more of a tsunami versus just waves. There are three reasons, I believe, why this surge of high-growth markets will be a far greater proportion than the previous ones. You see, the rapidly developing economies have unique origins in which they have very large populations of people and they earn very low wages. China and India together comprise about 2.6 billion people, or about 38% of the planet's inhabitants. This doesn't include the 200 million Brazilians, 143 million Russians, 110 million Mexicans, and 150 million Eastern Europeans, which totals way over 3 billion people. This number also doesn't include the hundreds of millions found in Southeast Asia, the Middle East, and Africa. Secondly, there's global access to everyone and everywhere. Communications have enabled connectivity from every point of the globe. Internationalization of laws and commerce have been very favorable hand and have lent a very favorable hand to the global commerce, thereby allowing all, capital ALL, the ability to come to the playing field. Information, data, talent, organizations, capital are all available at a click of a mouse, a quick phone call, or a day's plane journey. The third reason for this big tsunami is the insatiable hunger for achievement that exists among the rapidly developing economies. Just think of the Americas when they formed the United States of America. It was the same hunger, but I believe is even thirstier within Russia, China, India. They were all left out of the world's economy for most of the 20th century, and now they want improvement, success, and recognition. You see, these high-growth markets are anxious to grab hold of opportunities, improve their futures, and help their countries take their deserved place on the world stage of society. By default, many of these rapidly developing economies are learning how to lead in this age of globality versus the West. These high-growth markets have everything to gain, whereas we in the West have a lot to lose. The global landscape is shifting, and some will lose, but some will win, but all will adapt. You see, the Western economies, especially the Anglo-Saxon economies, and particularly Britain and America, have been on a spending binge for years. It reached its zenith in 2006. Now it's very hard for these economies to grow. They can't do it by expanding consumer spending and consumer credit. In the first place, consumers have way too much. In the second place, the consumer has neither the income nor the collateral to justify more debt. So the economy needs to find a new model to move forward. When we refer to the high-growth markets, they comprise some of these countries such as Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Mexico, China, Malaysia, Thailand, India, Indonesia, Egypt, Turkey, Hungary, Poland, and Russia. You can look on the Global Markets Advisor or the globalmarketscoaching.com, and you can see a whole list of downloadable PDFs that you can go and do initial research into all of the emerging markets. The central theme to globality can be stated as this: the ability for businesses to compete with everyone, from everywhere, and for everything. These high-growth markets are certainly taking advantage of this fact. They provide very low cost and cheap labor, and they are learning and have learned very fast. The West and developed economies moved into the rapidly developing economies, and they employed managers. This is how it started. Or they started outsourcing their operations to small companies. But these same managers or entrepreneurs proceeded to start their own companies in order to meet the demand of the Western nations and of the Western companies. But then these same entrepreneurs and small companies started to very much improve. They expanded their operations, they built in expertise, they added capabilities, they grew in size and profitability, and more importantly, they gained confidence. You see, there was an unspoken agreement, and that was keep to the script. And the West didn't mind if they increased and made some money and enhanced their lifestyles and enhanced their company's performances. Good for them. But the developing economies began to rewrite. They got really good. And then they gained world-class expertise. They built tremendous volume and improved quality. They continued to make great profit in their home markets, and then they started expanding regionally, then nationally. They started creating brands and then expanding into the other rapidly developing economies. You see, overnight the locals became global challengers. We in the West finally set out to take notice. In conclusion, in this period of economic uncertainty, I believe it's more important than ever that Western businesses, whatever the country of origin, raise their game to stay ahead of the competition, increase your bottom line, and guarantee and securitize your future. Could globalizing your business, your talents, your products, your services, could it be the answer that you're looking for and need? If so, harness into the Global Markets Advisors' global expertise. We are here to help small and medium-sized businesses, innovators, entrepreneurs reach their potential and to help you spot and make the most of the opportunities that high-growth markets present for your company. We can offer you strategic and impartial advice, guidance on business plans, certain kind of market and country research, introductions to key contacts. We are here to help you to overcome the barriers to new overseas business and to help you to improve your business performance. So is there something that you do or sell that would appeal to these high-growth markets? If so, why not be in touch with us? There's good economic and sound evidence that states that firms, entrepreneurs, secure the most value if they enter in the high-growth markets at early stages. So don't let the grass grow under your feet any longer. Start by familiarizing yourself with these countries. Saturate yourself with everything you can to find out about these new economic powerhouses and get yourself, your business, and your future ready for international expansion. I encourage you to investigate your opportunity. One of these ways is to be able to join one of our Market Opportunity Masterclasses. This is where we spend a half day, and we even do it on a webinar basis as well, where we analyze the markets, opportunities that exist in the global arena. You can register your interest on the globalmarketscoaching.com website. Within the classes, we're going to cover some of the basics. How do you get started? What should you research first? Which market is the best fit for you? What will you need? What are your options? And what skills and knowledge will you need to develop to become successful? So have you thought about your global expansion opportunities? It's my hope that you find great success in your global business pursuits. If we can be of help for any of your research, your entry strategies, your business planning, or if you would like to explore being coached on your path to globalizing your business or entrepreneurial plan, then be in touch with us today at theglobalmarketscoaching.com. Our focus is on the emerging economies. This notably includes the BRIC countries, Brazil, Russia, India, and China. And we help companies of all sizes take the first step in developing business offshore. Our clients come to us to decide how and where to do business offshore, to attract new business, developing new revenue streams, generating high profits and from these emerging markets, to learn how to reduce costs via outsourcing, supply chain management, organizational efficiency, to develop high-value connections with key influencers in new markets, and finally, to build cross-cultural awareness and skills. Thank you so much for attending and listening to the Global Markets Advisor today. Stay tuned.